Welcoming everybody to the greenhouse on the campus of Ann Arbor Huron High School for CTN's Game of the Week. We've got volleyball here between the Huron River Rats and the visiting Skyline Eagles. With me, as always, the Judge Smales, to my Danny Noonan, Pete Poyer. Pete, what are we going to see here tonight?
Thanks, Nick. Very much. We're about to get this underway. I got my Billy Baru put away and ready to do some volleyball.
Loving it, loving it, loving it.
Eagles will serve first as the visiting team.
Got Ella Eliason there for the Eagles, getting ready to service.
Yeah, looks like we've had a stoppage in action before the match even started.
Stoppage before a startage.
Startage, is that a word?
It is now.
It is now.
It is now.
Copyright Nick Wisniewski.
Yeah, please put that under there.
So let's discuss what?
It's official Frank Masterson there.
Would be the down judge.
Yeah.
And we're underway. And point goes to Skyline. So those records at the beginning of the broadcast, Skyline at 13-8 and Huron at 32-7. It seems disparate because it's not really a record, it's points. You get double points for winning certain matches. So you get 2 points instead of 1 for certain matches you get a win in, like tournament play.
And another thing about the tournament play is when you have been as successful as the River Rats have been, you play more games. You know, as you win, you continue to win, you continue to go on, so you got more matches under your belt. The River Rats have participated in 5 tournaments so far this season, won 4 of them.
And that attempted spike is into the net. Another point awarded to Skyline. And ball just over the net. And that cannot be returned. And Huron gets his first point of game number 1. This is his best 3 out of 5 rather. There's another kill for the River Rats.
See number 14, Franzi Duer there.
And we see our first ace in Huron, just like that, knots it up at 3.
Franzi, a senior, she actually a transfer from Germany.
That service too long. So the Eagles get the serve back and the lead. Serve from Kendall Murray. And that one is blocked off and out of bounds. Point to the Eagles.
And Kendall Murray will go back to the service line. She's actually a University of Michigan commit as of right now.
It looked like some bad communication there by the River Rats. Couldn't get that ball over the net. Attempted kill, attempted block. Ball ends up on Skyline side on the floor. Go point to Huron. That ball is long. Riverette ball and point.
Catherine Ryan here, senior serving for the Riverettes. The Riverettes have a really interesting thing going on this year. They've got a handful of seniors, no juniors, and a bunch of sophomores on their squad this season.
Oh, that shows promise for the future for this Riverette program.
Absolutely.
That point went to Huron. That'll tie it up at 6.
Big hit there by Molly Johnson.
And a net violation there. Point to Skyline.
I think he had an eagle out of bounds on that one.
Oh, Huron will knot it back up at 7. And there's a block by Huron. And they get 2 in a row. Strong showing by the Eagles here early on, as you would, looking at the records, think it's a bit of a mismatch.
No, you definitely think that, and especially going into this game, the Riverettes are actually ranked 18th in the state, but talking to Coach Tony Cummer before the game, he says that the Eagles deserve everything that they get, and they should very easily be state ranked or state recognized in some way also.
That's a great dig there. And another one on the Skyline side, and another violation. Oh, 4 in a row for the Riverettes. Probably the biggest run of the evening so far by either team. Another
nice shot
kill
there
by
by
Huron.
Joy Chen, another one of the seniors for the Riverettes.
Well, a 5th point in a row by Huron will cause Skyline to call timeout and talk it over, try and stop this run by the Huron Riverettes.
And again, this is the 3rd meeting between these two squads. The Riverettes coming away with both matches previously. But one of the big things that Coach Chris Christian, you can see him down in there, he was telling me earlier, it was really important for his squad to not get off to a slow start. That was a big, big issue in previous matchups. So he wanted to tell his girls that they had to score some points early, get on there early. And another big aspect of their team game plan is to kind of move around some of those big hitters for the Riverettes. The Riverettes have got just some excellent players up front that just will literally kill the ball. So they need to move things around and kind of switch up their overall strategy.
Kind of a mishit there. Skyline gets the result it wants out of the timeout. Looked like a clean dig there by Skyline, and officials wave it off and award the point to Huron. That one just over the net for Huron.
Very smart hit there by Joy Chen. Again, another one of these excellent seniors here on the Riverettes. Coach Kummer had so many good things to say about Chen and just her overall volleyball IQ.
That serve is long.
Looks like we might have another net infraction there by the Rats.
Well, Skyline doing its utmost to keep it close. And Murray gets the height so she can slam that ball down. And that's exactly what she did for the Eagles.
Big back and forth there on that one. Johnson couldn't quite catch the edge on that long shot there. And you got the Eagles rallying back here, Pete.
They're within a point of Huron, and that'll tie it up. That clearly looked like another miscommunication on the Huron part, awarding that point to the Eagles.
And the Eagles are really rallying around every single point that they're getting here.
And net violation here on point. Well, you don't see a kill from the back line often.
No, you definitely don't, but I guess you don't see a whole lot of players like Molly Johnson all that often either.
I couldn't dig that one out. Huron gets the point. A lot of back and forth here in game number one.
Yeah, for sure. You're definitely seeing that back and forth. Both of these squads really want this. That appeared to be a really great dig by Ella Schuster, but apparently not.
Can't handle the hot serve. They get an ace for the Eagles. And that serve a little too long that time. Got to be careful. Can't get too overconfident.
No, you definitely can't. But I mean, you want to feel the rhythm, though. You want to get in a groove. But you're right. There's a fine line between those two things.
And that serve is just inside the line.
Joy Chen serving right here. 58 aces on the year for Chen.
Rats lead 18-16, getting close to the tail end here of game number one. games end at 25 and must win by 2. And that's knocked out of bounds. Huron point. That serve knocked out, or into the net, rather. And the Eagles draw within 1. Huron point.
You see the Huron bench there. Coach Tony Kummer out there as well. 16th season coaching volleyball overall. The 11th season of his head coaching here at the Huron.
Dink and dunk action after all the kills. Got a good volley going here between the teams. That Skyline point.
And after a seriously back and forth rally right there, a little bit of a net violation there on the River Rats. Skyline comes away with that point, and you can see in that that huddle right there, they're feeling pretty good about themselves.
Yeah, that had to be either net or a foot on the line or something.
Could be, could have been. But that's a pretty happy group. There you see the River Rats in there.
Well, they're doing exactly what they wanted to do, come out strong at the beginning, and they've done that.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they're down a point, it's just a point.
No, absolutely. You're exactly right. Again, I know this is on the road per se, but again, in a kind of a hostile gym, again, they're drawing on their fans that are here, and they're really supporting each other. And again, they're rallying around every single point that they're getting. You see Coach Chris Christian there for the Eagles, his first year coaching here at Skyline.
I got a little deception there as I believe the ball hit the net, so it slowed the kill way down. Well, Skyline can't get it over the net. Oh, Huron with a 3-point advantage. They just 3 more points to take game number 1. Can't recover. Skyline gets the point.
That's some great defense there by the Eagles, rallying around that positioning, making sure they know where the Rats' biggest and best hitters are going to be, and then kind of just lining up in front of them.
Another point for Huron. And that ball is long. And we have reached game point for the Huron River Rats. Molly Johnson on the serve. Nice rescue there by the Eagles. Ball is down the line and inside the line, and that'll do it for game one. The Riverettes take it 25-20. We're going to take a quick break and be back with game number 2 here on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Catch up on FYI and other CTN programs at a2gov.org/watchctn.
Welcome back to CTN Sports Game of the Week. It is Skyline visiting Huron in women's volleyball, and Huron taking game number 1, 25-20. They definitely look like the more experienced team, the team with a little bit more depth, but certainly really a great effort by the Eagles.
Oh, again, the Eagles rallied around every point that they got. Really excitable group. The Riverettes are once again 18th in the state in volleyball. They've got some really, really excellent players, really quality talent. And the Eagles, no slouches themselves, but they're scrapping away, and they really kept that first game close.
Well, they are not without talent themselves
either.
They have some good players in their squad. But I think it's difficult when you're facing NCAA-type talent.
You're right.
I believe Franzi Durr and Molly Johnson are both Division I type players.
You are absolutely right. Joy Chen also looking around for some sort of a volleyball scholarship. I was told if she doesn't get the volleyball scholarship, she's committed to MIT to go to school next year.
Great player and smart.
Yeah, you got to love that. You got to love to coach something like that.
Well, we are about to ready to get game number 2 underway. That was tipped as it went flying out of bounds by Skyline, so Huron gets the point to open game number 2.
And you know, that's not the first big hit we've seen from some of the Rats from further away from the net.
Well, I think you can kind of see why they're that type of talent, that they'll go to scholarships at NCAA Division I schools, because they have complete games. They can dig, they can kill, they can assist, they can do it all.
Yeah, you're very right about that. Again, this is a very complete team, as you mentioned. It's a very experienced team. And it's one thing to just have talent, but it's another thing to polish that talent, which it seems like Coach Cummer has really done a great job.
Coaching, too.
Yep.
Skyline gets that point. Serve into the net here on point. There's very nearly a double hit by the Skyline player as she made the block and was unable to get the block completed and then hit it again, which is legal, but it nearly hit her a third time, which would have been illegal and a point for Huron. Had a violation there, so Skyline gets that point. Once again, you see a lot of spirit and a lot of no give up in these Skyline Eagles.
Yeah, which is great. You love to see. You love to watch that. Makes for good TV.
Oh, and this match is far from over.
And speaking of good TV, you can always follow CTN on Facebook, Twitter, or see all of our stuff in illustrious high definition if you go to youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor.
What's that Twitter handle of yours?
Of mine, N. Wisniewski.
There you go.
At Twitter, thank you. And you are Pete_Poyer, or Pete?
No, Poyer_Pete.
That's what it is.
I thought it was the fantastic Nikki Trips. But that's my mistake.
Taken, already taken, sadly.
Sometimes you get genius, the light bulb comes on, and someone's just a hair ahead of you.
That's the breaks. You're right about that.
It's my goal in life to make hashtag Nikki Trips trending on Twitter.
I will try to help you with that every step of the way. I'm flattered. Flattered.
Hard hit there. Skyline gets the point. Must have been touched by a Huron player. Now they change their mind and give the point to Huron. Well, now they've awarded the point to Skyline, making it 6-5 in favor of the Eagles. The Eagles not backing down from this talented Huron team.
And I think another lane violation there on the Rats.
A little deceptive action there by the Eagles, and they get the point. And they are out to their biggest lead of this match.
3 points, I think you're right. I think you're right, on the back of Kendall Murray there.
Tipped off an Eagle player.
Really forceful shot by Chen there.
A little bit of a curveball there as that ball really took a nosedive once it got over the net.
Yeah, the way that
Murray was trying to dig that ball and it just fell right in front of her.
Dropped off the table, as they say.
Another Skyline violation, so the point goes to the Rats.
I feel like we're seeing more than an average amount of violations. I wonder if that's just an over-aggressive squad or just still too much adrenaline going on.
Or the officials are being a bit over-officious.
That could be. That's known to happen every once in a while.
football game this year. I think there was more shots of the referees in camera than the players.
I remember that one well.
And there's a strong kill by Franzi Durer for the point for Huron. There's a nice kill by Skyline that ties it back up at 10. Eagles doing a great job keeping it tight.
Yeah, gotta keep it close. And again, it seems like they are really starting to succeed in that aspect of trying to keep the plays away from the bigger players on the River Rat side.
Huron gets that point. Chen back to serve for the Rats. And another kill for Huron.
Textbook setup there by the Rats with that assist and that kill right on that one.
And that one is hit long out of bounds. Point for Huron. Chen's got a really nice flat serve, just gets right over the net.
Yeah, that's a great call, Pete. Very level, and again, when a ball's coming in like that, on the other end, it's going to be hard to tell where exactly it's coming and where it is in relation to you, the net, and where you can hit it.
Well, and that's what happens sometimes with those low serves, but when you've got a player of Chen's talent, you know, you're going to be more successful, way more than you are have a failure like that,
You're
where
exactly
the ball's
right.
into the net.
Exactly right.
That one is hit long by Huron, out of bounds, Skyline point. That was a great serve and a great dig. And a foul on Huron, point to Skyline, and here come the Eagles. Coming back after being down 4, they get 3 in a row. Keeping it close.
Major effort there by Olivia Christian. Franzi Durer not really interested in that line drive type of serve, more of a jump and just crush it kind of serve.
Power serve.
Power serve, exactly. Going into this matchup, she does have 76 aces, so it seems to be working to her favor.
And that serve into the net. Huron gets the point and the service right back. Catherine Ryan back to serve for Huron. Tip by a Huron player there. Skyline gets the point. Kind of curious to see what happens at the end of this game number 2. If they kind of both get to 20 at about the same time and Huron takes over like what happened in game 1. Like they just say, I've had enough. It's time to put the pedal to the metal and win this game.
Well, I mean, again, this game is definitely been a game of runs, one side or the other. Seemed like a little bit of miscommunication there by the Eagles. I got it, you got it.
And that usually happens with younger squads. Teams that are developing their communication skills between each other.
Exactly.
Now Huron goes out to the 4-point advantage, 19-15. And the 2 players going for the ball at the same time, again, creates that miscommunication. And Huron gets the point.
No, but again, you talked about the miscommunication. Obviously for the Eagles, they need to rally towards those big hitters of where the Riverettes are going to be. So when you're shoulder to shoulder, the communication is all the so much more important. And little things will come by the wayside every once in a while.
Well, and younger squads need to cut down on their mistakes to stay in matches. And I think that's where Skyline's at.
No, I think that's definitely a great assessment of this squad and what they do. Again, they've got a winning record. Everybody in the SEC is very complimentary of their team. But maybe, again, just waiting to make that leap, before next year. Or before the state tournament, which is right around the corner as well.
All right, timeout over. Both teams back on the floor. It's really the tipping point here as Skyline's going to have to rally back right at this point. That is high, hard, long, and out of bounds.
And again, it could really be difficult for Skyline to tip those scales with Kenneth Spiles serving. And you've got a lot of the big players up front for the Riverettes currently in this formation.
Skyline gets the point there. And the rally is going to have to come real quickly here.
I missed the call on that one. I don't know if that was, again, another line infraction.
Nice try by Chen there to try and catch these Eagles napping, but it was just too long.
Yeah, Chen definitely saw an opening on the Eagles' side over there, just couldn't quite drop it in there. That one just barely snuck into the corner. Big point for the Eagles getting in on that one.
Well, the Eagles have closed it within 2. And they are getting that rally they needed. Molly Johnson said, nope, not happening.
Big shot by Molly Johnson right there, and then she scooted right back to the service line as soon as she hit it.
Oh, you're going on a run, are you? No, you're not. That was a nice block there by Durer, knocking it back into the Skyline and getting the point.
And this might be what you were talking about earlier, Pete, getting close to those final couple of points, smelling blood in the water.
And another timeout on the floor.
Pretty happy, confident group of River Rats right there. Not quite sure what Coach Cummer would be telling them currently, but again, just probably something to the effect of keep a level head. Got the River Rat
very
faithful.
spirited crowd here tonight.
Yeah, get into it. Why not? It's a Thursday night in A2. Why not? There you see the Eagles again. I'm sure Coach Christian's telling his squad right now, same thing, keep a level head. Don't let this get out of hand here. We're not out of this yet. You know, they're still well within striking distance of winning this game. The Eagles have played with tons and tons of energy. No reason to let that go at this point in the game.
And got a long serve. Skyline point gets them to 20. Violation there, Huron point. And it is a game point for the River Rats once again here in game number 2. Good volley here by both teams. And there's a lane violation on Skyline. And they take game number 2 by the same score, 25-20. And after 2 games, it's the River Rats leading 2 games to none here on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
I just wish there was some place I could watch my favorite local TV shows.
Wow! Cool, where am I?
You are in a computer terminal.
Who said that?
I am the god of computers. I heard your wish and granted you access to my terminal.
Really? I've always wanted to be inside one of these things. So what's next?
Visit CTN's and the City of Ann Arbor's streaming and video on demand a2gov.org/watchctn.
What do I do there?
Here you can watch city meetings, community produced programs, school board and education programming, and a whole lot more.
Yes! This is great!
The live streams include CTN's 4 channels: government, public, educational, and community. Just click the sidebar for the channel you prefer and click play.
I can watch 4 channels. Cool.
For video on demand, go to youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor to find your favorite show. Scroll through the mini playlists or simply use the search bar to type in the name of the program.
I wish I knew about this earlier.
Visit a2gov.org/watchctn for CTN live streams and video on demand.
That's great. Now I can go tell my friends once I leave.
Goodbye.
Hello?
Welcome back to CTN Sports Game of the Week. We've got volleyball. The Huron River Rats taking the 2-0 lead over the Skyline Eagles by identical scores of 25-20. Skyline takes point number 1 here in game number 3. We'll see if they can rally back and extend this match and take game number 3.
Skyline's definitely capable of that sort of a comeback, Pete. They have just tons of energy. There's no quit in this squad. You can see they're still into every single point. There's no head hanging, there's no crying, there's no complaining. They're keeping their heads up, and they're playing with every bit of energy that they've got.
Well, Skyline's got to give everything they've got here in game number 3. And they're doing it to start this game number 3, leading 3-0.
Some great court awareness by Kendall Murray on that last point.
And Franzi Durer with the kill for Huron, stops that mini run of 3 points.
Madeline Sackman almost getting the dig out there.
Johnson with the big kill gets Huron's second point. They had to work that point, though. They had to kind of recover from a couple of mishits to get that opportunity for the kill by Johnson.
No, you're right on about that, Pete. And again, that just shows great experience on top of the great talent that the River Rats have out on that court right now. You know, they've played, as we discussed, a heck of a lot of games this year. So with all of that experience, you know, the feeling of we've been here before, we've done this before, that's all on the shoulders of these River Rats out there right now.
Well, and I think it gives them an opportunity to keep developing that communication, that sense of team, knowing where everybody is on the floor, not really having to look at where someone's going to be, but knowing they're going to be where they're supposed to be.
And that all goes into, obviously, again, experience and game playing, but practice all day, every week.
And a block by Johnson. Gets the point for Huron. Another foul by Huron.
Coach Christian there had a couple of secrets to tell there to a few of his players.
And that point going to Eagles. Again, this Eagle team following script, keeping it close early. Can they sustain, though? Can they keep it close late and take the game late?
Right, we know that they're capable of making some big, strong runs. It's about putting a stop to the River Rat runs for the Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles 3-point advantage, 7-4. Nice dig there by the Eagles. And then a hit into the net by Huron.
And you see Ella Eliason here again. Like, she gives the ball a couple little pats before she sends it up there. That's her little thing. And that one sure looked in from my vantage point, at least.
Referee rules point to Skyline. They have a 5-point advantage. And there's a kill by Murray. Gets the Eagles another point. And Huron will call the timeout this time, down 6.
This is a deficit they have not seen in this match yet. So it's important for them to, again, kind of put a damper on that, kind of maybe hopefully bring them out of rhythm is probably the idea. And probably also important to tell his girls, Coach Kummer over on the other side, on the River Red side, you know, we're not out of this. Just because we're down by 6, there's still plenty of game left.
And I will expect you will see some type of rally out of the Huron River Rats in this game.
Yeah, it would be shocking to see something other than that. But it's the Eagles there. It's their job to make sure that that doesn't happen. And we'll see if they can keep rolling along here in this third game.
Both teams back out on the floor after the timeout.
Sure, Eliason's just chomping at the bit to go hit another one.
And Huron couldn't handle that one. Skyline's advantage 7 points now. Once again, Molly Johnson puts a stop to the run. She's like the ace starter on a baseball team who tries to stop the losing streak.
Slump
and
buster.
she is really able to do it time and again.
Yes, yep. You're absolutely right, just a quality player.
A great kill there by Christian. Gets the serve and the point right back for the Eagles.
And Olivia Christian really seems to be kind of the spark plug of the Eagles. You see her first in the middle of her teammates jumping up and down.
Molly Johnson with the immediate kill. It looks like at this point in the game, they're starting to try and funnel stuff to Johnson to get that kill game going, because it's really hard for the Eagles to stop it.
No, it's gonna be almost impossible for the Eagles to stop a player of that caliber. But something that they were really successful in those first 2 games was working around Johnson, trying to get plays not near her. Whereas this match, they've kind of went at her a little bit more, or she's been open up a little bit more.
Well, she is going to take a seat on the sideline, get a rest. And there's a violation by Huron, another point for Skyline.
And another big effort there by Olivia Christian.
Durer with the kill off a Skyline player.
Kendall Murray couldn't quite get over to that one.
Point goes to Huron. That was a nice play there by Skyline, trying to deceive the Huron defense, and they were on top of it. And there's another kill by Skyline. have really upped their game here in number 3.
No, they definitely seem to be feeling this momentum that they're pushing forward. It seems like everybody's in the zone. Seems like they're all on the same page, no miscommunications. And when big opportunities to hit and kill come up, they take advantage of them. Just like that.
So Christian to serve. And the Eagles really on a roll here in game number 3. They lead at 17-8.
Claudia Morville there with the kill on that shot.
And service into the net, point for Huron.
I gotta say, Pete, Skyline really is spreading out their scoring too. They're getting a lot of different big contributions from different players.
And that was into the net, point for Huron. That ball was out of bounds, point for Huron.
Strong effort there, but unnecessary as that one wasn't even in bounds.
Slowly creeping back into the match. And that was off of a Skyline player, way out of bounds. And another point for the River Rats.
Seen a few different interesting variation serves here by Chen. She was doing kind of almost a 1-foot skip on that last one as opposed to her traditional flat, low shot. So we'll see what she comes up with next time after this 1-minute timeout. You got your River Rat faithful there. Oh, to be young again.
What's that?
You're young at heart, Pete Poyer. That's what you are.
I'm a big kid. I
Yeah,
really am.
See? There you see Coach Christian coaching up his girls, coaching up his gals, telling them keep at it, keep that energy. I know he loves the energy he's seeing from his girls. And he's probably telling every single one of them, keep your head in it, because every single person on this team is a huge part of what we're trying to do.
Well, and they're in a position here with it's 17-12. As long as they go point for point with Huron, they'll win this game number 3.
Point for point is definitely not how this match has been going throughout what we've seen, though. We've seen big runs on both sides.
Well, it's a 5-point run for the River Rats right now. I've gotten them to within 4 points of these scrappy Skyline Eagles. And we have a violation on the Eagles. They originally awarded the point to, or rather Huron, they awarded the point to Skyline. And that's how it'll stand. The down judge calls a violation on Huron. And the River Rats can't handle that one. Skyline gets another point. Again, the miscommunication on Huron's part gives the Eagles another point.
But again, another really savvy hit by Kendall Murray there.
And there's a block by Huron.
Quality defense there by the Rats.
And another kill, this time by Molly Johnson, back into the game.
I was just about to say, in case you missed it, Molly Johnson's back in this game. Tough to miss it. Can't really miss that.
Got a little bit of a rest on the sideline for about 5 or 8 points. Another kill by Skyline.
No playing coy there by Kendall Murray on that one.
Miss hit there by Skyline gives Huron the point. Kendall Murray with another kill. And the Eagles are within 3 of taking game number 3.
Murray definitely seems to feel in her comfort zone right in that middle area there.
And a Nolan Ryan-like fastball from Molly Johnson. Gets the kill and the point.
Lots of power on that one. You're completely right.
Well, you just kind of see she's winding up, and you just know it's not going to be a dink. It's going to be a hard one and a fast one. And a tip over the net. Point for Huron. That serve is out of bounds. Point for the Eagles. Now Kendall Murray back to serve for Skyline. Sounds a little bit like a broken record, but it's another kill for Molly Johnson.
And then Johnson right back to work with the service here now.
Point for Skyline, that gives them game point. A little bit of deceptive move there. And Huron gets the point. And a violation by Skyline, another point for the River Rats. And the River Rats within 3, but will it be too little too late? Skyline just needs 1 point. Can't save that one. Skyline takes game number 3. Oh, it is now Huron 2 games and Skyline 1 game. We'll take a quick break and be back with game 4 action right here on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Did you know that CTN welcomes the members of the Ann Arbor City Council to Ward Talk? On the third Wednesday of every month, a different representative from one of the city's 5 wards joins us in the studio to discuss matters important to the people and government of Ann Arbor. Submit your questions for the next episode of Ward Talk by emailing ctn@a2gov.org or visiting our Twitter page at CTN Ann Arbor.
What is CTN?
CTN? Isn't that the Commerce Telemarketing neighborhood or something?
CTN is Ann Arbor's community television network. We have provided free television production workshops and services to residents and nonprofit organizations since 1973. We also provide free programming about our community on cable channel 16, 17, 18, and 19. So, if you have an event coming up, are part of a nonprofit, or you simply just want to get creative, come on by. For more information, visit us at www.a2gov.org/CTN.
Welcome back to CTN Sports Game of the Week. It's game number 4 as the Skyline Eagles rallied back in game number 3 and took that game.
Yeah, Pete, game 3, 25-21, won by Skyline, but Skyline really seemed like they had their groove in that one. They seemed to get really into their rhythms. They just knew exactly what they needed to do and executed flawlessly, just point after point after point. And again, getting big contributions from a lot of different players.
I think their communication got better, their sense of teamwork got better, and I think that what they got coaching-wise between game 2 and 3 was very valuable for them.
Yeah, I think you're right. Now they're going to try to build on that momentum here in game number 4.
Skyline draws first blood, gets the first point. Another kill there for Huron. That ball out of bounds. Huron gets a point. Well, I think it's essential for the Riverettes not to let Skyline get on a roll early, because that was obviously the deciding factor in game number 3.
No, I'm sure the Rats are talking about breaking up that momentum and all that excellent progress that the Eagles made that last game.
That ball just inside the line, courtesy Molly Johnson. Dewar back to serve for Huron. That's out of bounds, too long.
Ella Eliason again, she had a couple of really nice rally starters over there for the Eagles on that last game.
Looked like that might have been tipped, but not so. Skyline gets the point. It's getting fed into Molly Johnson. The attempted block was tipped, so Huron gets the point, reties it at 4.
Textbook setup there for the spike for Molly Johnson, coming from the outside where she is most comfortable.
A little miscommunication there by the Eagles.
But regardless, Johnson was there to cover.
Abby Bogut's serving for Huron. Great save there. And an amazing point by Huron.
You know, that play was actually really made by Boguts after her serve. She came back around, ducked right into the middle there to keep that one alive. Good hustle by her.
Another Molly Johnson special. Christian unable to block that. And Skyline will call a timeout with Huron taking the 3-point advantage, 7-4.
I think Skyline once again is going to huddle up there and try to discuss where, court awareness here for their squad and knowing where those big players for the Rats are, knowing where Molly Johnson is and working around her like they did so well in that third game. And honestly, they did a pretty good job of the first 2 games as well.
Seems like the Huron game plan is why mess with success.
No, right.
Funnel everything to Molly as much as you can and just let her power game take over.
And again, part of the issue though is like they've got more than just Molly Johnson going on over there between Franzi Dorr, Joy Chen. I mean, they've got some serious players over there, and those are the big names.
Sophie Wolf is another one that's had some big hits in this match. Timeout over.
Bogan's waiting for the get-go.
Kendall Murray with the attempted kill, was blocked. Christian with the kill on the other side of the floor. Gets Skyline the point. Another great play by Huron. Gives them the point. Kenna Spielis on the serve. That one hit into the net, so Skyline gets that point, keeping them within 2. This game seems to reflect the first 2 games a little bit more.
You're talking about the back and forth nature of it. No really especially long runs on either squad. So far, you're absolutely right about that one.
Skyline gets that point. Gets it to within 1. Big time block there by Huron. Stops that little mini run by Skyline, gives them the 2-point advantage again.
Really quality block there by Diakite.
Huron can't stop that kill. Eagle point. Hit out of bounds by Huron. Well, the Eagles tied at 9. Long serve. Well, the referees are discussing it.
I think there's some confusion on the call in there.
Well, Rats will get the point. And Skyline right back, tying it at 10. That is a great tip over the net by Chen, getting the Huron point.
Just a slew of Eagles trying to dig that one up, because nobody could quite get to it.
That served by Chen is long. Well, guess what, Nick? We're tied again.
Tied up again. Strong hit there by Plagans, but she couldn't quite keep it in. She's come from that outside a few times over the course of these games. Hasn't really found that deep corner that she's looking for.
Fairly with the serve for Skyline. Nice. They're calling a foul on, looked like on number 17 there. Wolf. So Skyline gets the point. That set just looked a little far away from the net.
Yeah, Wolf just whiffed on it just a little bit. Thing about Sophie Wolf, according to Coach Kummer, she can really leap. She can really jump, and sometimes you just might mismanage that jump a little bit on a shot like that. And it seems like that was the case there on that one.
It's a little bit of a spacing issue, I think, on that last point.
Yep, I think you're right about that. And the River Rats are still going strong in the stands here. In the greenhouse here in Ann Arbor, Huron. I know we probably have to say this every time, but this gym is really unique. I love really coming in here, looking around. The atmosphere that it creates is really cool. It's a lot of fun. That one just eked on the inside.
And there's a kill for Huron.
That's a necessary stop there for the Rats. You can't let that run get too out of hand here.
Skyline gets that point.
Ella Schuster nearly came up with that one. Almost got the dig, just couldn't quite get underneath of it.
There's a miss hit there. There's a violation by Skyline there on the line. Point for Huron.
And you never want to say something's at a critical juncture, but this kind of feels that way for the Rats in this game right here. They need to put a couple up on the scoreboard here. Not in the cards though, according to Olivia Christian.
5-point advantage for the Eagles, 18-13. Kind of getting to that tipping point once again in game number 4 here. Eagles trying to rally back after being down 2-0. They go to 5th and deciding game 5. And there's another point as the Rats look a little shaky on communication, like they just not blending well on the floor right now.
A little shaky, I was going to say a little tight maybe. You know, again, they did have that 2-game lead.
Kendall Murray. Point off of an Eagle. Going off of a River Rat. Point for the Eagles. Another violation by the Eagles. Gives the point to Huron. They've got a rally right here, right now. Another line violation by the Eagles.
And if you're Huron, you can't ask for any better scenario right in there than who's serving up.
There's a nice play there. Nice play by Fatim Diakit. And we have a timeout. as Huron draws to within 2.
You just mentioned Diakite there. She, unique situation, like so many of these young ladies in the wintertime will play club ball. She doesn't do that. She runs cross country, so the fact that she has such a prominent spot on this squad without playing any extra club ball is kind of a unique scenario for somebody playing this high level of high school sports.
Well, Huron has all of their taller players out on the floor right now.
Again, right now it seems to be kind of go time. I think maybe it's the opportunity for the River Rats to see and really press the advantage against the Eagles and see if they tighten up a little bit with this slim lead.
That ball into the net. Point for Huron. That gets them to within 1.
A little bit too much of a follow through there by the River Rats.
Yeah, right there they were funneling the ball to Franzi Durer, and she had the foul there on that last kill. Another point for Skyline. That one tipped by a Skyline player. Now both teams at the 20-point or above mark. And that one out of bounds. Huron within 1 now. It's a very interesting point of the match. Does Huron have it in them to rally back and take this game 4 and end this match? Or does Skyline follow through on the rally and take game 4 and send it to a game 5?
The decisive game 5. No, that's a great thought, Pete. It's interesting to see how both these squads react to this situation.
There's a big point by the Eagles.
Skyline creeping ever closer to that 25-point mark.
Great play by both teams here on this volley. Huron trying to mix it up. And that's in, and Skyline has game point. Like, would you have thought it would come to this point here after the first 2 games?
No, after those first 2 games, you definitely didn't see Skyline putting these types of runs together. But again, a great back and forth rally by both squads on that one.
And that's it. That's game point number 25. Game 4 goes to the Eagles. They rally back from a 2-0 deficit and tie it at 2 here at the end of game 4. We go to a 5th and final deciding game 5 here on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Happy Tails. Hey, wait up! Happy Tails.
you can follow CTN on Facebook and Twitter. Yay! Keep up with what viewers and producers like you are saying and doing, and see when upcoming workshop classes will take place. CTN Online.
Welcome back to CTN Sports Game of the Week, and what a game of the week it has been, Nick Wisniewski, as we head to a deciding Game 5 as the Skyline Eagles went down 2-0, and they have rallied back to knotted at 2.
No, again, Pete, despite getting down 2-0 early on, there is no quit in this Eagles team. There was never any head hanging, never any slouching. Their energy stayed up. They rallied around each other. They supported each other, and here they are in Game 5 now.
Well, it's Game 5, Nick. You can't hold anything back. Oh, first point goes to the Eagles. And there's a kill by Huron. That was Sophie Wolf. Nick, I expect nothing less than a very tight Game 5 here between both of these teams.
No, I would expect exactly the same, Pete. Right you are on that one. I can't see either one of these teams just losing all this momentum that they've put into what they've done thus far.
And that ball just inside the line, point for the Eagles. Another big kill by Molly Johnson.
That always elicits a big reaction from the crowd.
And the Riverettes can't save it. Valiant effort there.
Bogut's almost had the heroic play on that one.
Eliason on the serve for Skyline. Calling that a point for Huron. Looked like they had dug it out of there, but maybe it had hit the floor.
Yeah, I think that one landed on the deck.
And another point for Huron as they retake the lead 4-3.
Slick shot there by Joy Chen to get that one.
Kendall Murray with the big spike attempt, and Huron able to save it that time. And tipped out of bounds. Skyline point.
Really great effort by the Rats on that one. I mean, that was miles out of bounds for them to get that back into play and continue that rally going.
And Skyline can't save it. Huron with the point. Miss hit by the Rats. Out of bounds. We're tied at 5. Another violation by Huron. Skyline gets the point, and they retake the lead.
Back and forth, back and forth.
Good volley here, back and forth. And blocked out of bounds. Skyline with the point.
Just too much juice on that shot. Dorr couldn't quite angle that the way she wanted it.
And miss hit there by Skyline. Huron gets that point. Nice dig there. Durr's kill attempt is blocked. Really spirited play here on this point. Neither team giving up. And Franzi Durr finally gets the kill. And Huron takes the point and ties it right up again at 7.
You said it, Pete. Neither squad giving up on that one. Just an incredible rally, maximum effort from both sides. Just a lot of fun to watch.
Back to Durr, and that one is too high and out of bounds.
And we got minute timeout here. Called, I believe, by Huron. You see Chris Christian talking to his ladies there. And Coach Cummer describing the whole situation to his squad. Seems to have them in a very attentive state there, obviously. When you've got a guy who's got as much experience as him under your belt, obviously you're going to listen. The Rowdy Rats there once again as well.
Going bananas, apparently.
I don't really know what rats do eat.
What?
What do rats eat?
Cheese.
Oh yeah, good call. Never mind.
And maybe an occasional donut.
The occasional donut.
Oh, Eagles get that point. Can't handle that fastball.
Big props for Sackman to get in front of that. You see her in the middle of those this entire match. She's definitely taken some lumps here.
That one hit out of bounds. Point for Huron. was tipped. That certainly looked like the Huron player touched the net, but the referees did not call it. Another timeout by Skyline, and Huron with the 10-9 advantage.
Yeah, the referees have been calling this one awfully close. If they did get it, I'd like to think that they would have caught that one. But I'm also kind of
point. I have kind of a unique look right at the net down the line here, and it certainly looked like she tipped the net.
Maybe I can think at this point in the game, game 5 here of this match, close going down the stretch. They really want things to be decided by the play on the court, as opposed to little things like that.
These referees want as much camera time as possible, just like you.
How do you really feel? Well, that's true. That is true. No one wants as much camera time as I want, Pete. That's not even possible.
And who will be the player of the game, Nick?
It's up for grabs.
We'll have a tough decision to make after the match is over.
Clearly true. I mean, again, this one's been so close. It could come from either squad.
There's been some great play on both sides of the net.
There really has.
That is out of bounds. Huron point, or Skyline point rather, ties it up at 10 again.
Yeah, a lot of worthy possibilities on both sides of this net here tonight.
And that shot by Christian there, actually really a dig. And Huron can't get over to it, and it drops in bounds for the Eagle point. Another point for the Eagles. That's an ace by Skyline, tipped out of bounds by Huron. And they lead 13-10.
And the Eagles creeping closer and closer to such an improbable comeback victory here at Ann Arbor Huron.
Well, this match certainly looking like a matter of pride for both teams. Neither team wants to lose to the other.
No, again, and both squads have really thrown everything out there. Both squads have left everything out in the court. And here's what you practice all week for. Here's what you train for, coming down to the very end of a game 5 here. Because it's fair to say on both sides, losing this match would be kind of heartbreaking for either side. You know, for the way that the Eagles have fought back, the way that they've never given up. And again, for the Rats to have given up that 2-game lead, they definitely don't want to drop this 5th game here.
As we near the end of game 5 here, it's gut check time for both teams. And that service out of bounds. Huron with the point. Killed by Huron, draws them to within 1.
Timeout did its trick once again. Quality coaching up there by Coach Tony Kummer.
And this game must be won by 2. So you better put a pot of coffee on, Nick. We're going to be here all night.
I'll get my green tea boiling. We'll be all right. We'll be all right.
Oh, that's right. You're the tea drinker.
I'm a tea drinker.
Right. I do like it as well.
It's good for the pipes. It's good for the pipes. Another timeout here on the sidelines. Once we come back after this Eagles timeout, Franzi Doer will be serving up for the River Rats. She's had a few issues with her serve here this evening, keeping between the lines. And if you missed any of the action here tonight, definitely check out youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor so you can watch this one over and over again. I know I'll be checking it out again, not just for my usual reasons of listening to my own voice, but because this really is a quality match. It'll be fun to go check out again.
Words well spoken, Nick. That one's saved by the Eagles. Tipped over by Johnson, but the Eagles were right there to dig it out. Now with the kill. And we're tied at 13.
Johnson in that usual outside position, coming inside, was set up beautifully by her setters right up the middle. That is exactly where she likes it. Threw some power down on it. No go for the Eagles.
And a point for the Eagles. Skyline on the verge here. They go to their money person, and it's out of bounds. It's point for Skyline, and the Eagles, with an improbable comeback, down 2-0, take it 3-2, and that's going to do it. We're going to take a quick break here and be back with more right here on CTN Sports.
And down here on the court with our player of the game, Olivia Christian. First of all, you guys got down 2-0, but there's never any quit in you. Tell me what your coach told you, or tell us what was going through your mind here.
I just knew that the past practices we've been talking about finishing and fighting to the very last point, and that's what we did, and we didn't give up.
Now, it was more than just fighting. I saw you. You were definitely the spark plug going on in there. Every time you guys scored a point, you were in the middle. You were jumping up and down. Tell me what you're telling your teammates there and the energy that you guys give each other.
I'm just telling them to stay confident and that they can do anything, and we can. We obviously proved to everybody that we can come out strong and finish no matter what.
And how big is this one for you guys, winning this, coming from behind, beating the crosstown rivalry? What are you going to tell all your friends in there in the locker room?
I'm going to tell them that Skyline's not the team that you just roll over anymore, that we fight back.
Sounds perfect. Pete, back to you.
Thank you so much, Nick. I appreciate it. Great interview there. I'd like to thank all the people that make this production possible. Our director, Rob Cross. Audio by Jill Andrews. Computer graphics by Carl McCoy. And our camera people, Robert Hornbacker and Rich Musso. For Nick Wisniewski, this is Pete Poyer. Once again, the incredible and amazing final as the Skyline Eagles rally back from a 2-0 deficit and take this 3-2 here on CTN Sports Game of the Week.